You guys got to see more about Save the Children, and we barely finished that first segue before we got 2 more donations. It's Beeve coming in swoosh with the $25. Looking forward to the runs. They said good luck, gamers. Is that a kitty emoji? I'm looking at it wrong. You're gonna be so upset with me. I'm sorry. Maybe we need some lizards for Sable in the chat. And then Anonymous with $5. They didn't say anything, but you know what? Every $5, all of that counts. And actually, that's another toward the incentive for Pet the Trico, which Sable can describe to you. That's part of their incentive for their run. How are you?
Doing pretty good. I'm trying to find Mort over here. He wandered away at the most inopportune time. But yes, we have plenty of opportunity to pet our dearest Trico. And it looks like we're ready to go, right?
I am when you are. It sounds like everybody on our side is, and it's on. Is it your count? My count?
Yeah, I can count.
Perfect.
Can I count? I'm bad at math. Just kidding. So yeah, I'm not gonna hold us up. This isn't any percent. It starts as soon as I hit yes here. So we will start in 3, 2, 1, go. But hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the donations so far. I'm SableDragonRook. You can call me Sable. We have Mort over here on camera. Someone asked for lizards. Yes, I'll take all the lizards you have. And yeah, this is the last Guardian. It's gonna be louder than average for a hot second. Hang on. Bang, okay. First of the many concussions that we will suffer throughout this run. It's fine, he's a child, he'll walk it off. So, any percent. We are gonna play the whole game, because that's what any percent is in The Last Guardian. There's not really much in terms of being able to skip tons of content, but there's still plenty that we have to do for a speed run to make things interesting. So you are going to get to see the whole game. You will not get to see the cutscenes, sadly, which means that you should play this game for yourself to see what is happening. First and foremost,
While you're warming up, Sable,
yeah.
I'm so sorry. We did get another donation already. Viz with $10. That's 2 more pets for you. They wrote just a little warm-up donation, and good luck, SableDragonRook.
Thank you. Oh man, is that 7 pets? I have to keep track. I think it's 7 pets so far. And we will do the first one as soon as we free our friend Trico from the floor. Beryl, can you not do that? So he's chained up to the floor, and he's got like some armor on his head and on his back. And we got to get all this stuff off of him and let him know that he is our friend. We're not going to hurt him. And we do that by giving him schnackos. I want to say it's 7 or 8 required snacks throughout the game, but there are a total of 48 for those who cannot stand to see Trico without his delicious goodies. Hi, Treeks. So this run is obviously super AI intensive. Trico he's smart for an AI, but you know, he's still an AI, so we're gonna have to adapt. Every run is different. Sometimes he'll just do things that make no sense, and we'll just kind of live with it, you know? If we get to see him poop, I'm gonna be so happy. Like, not even joking. Pooping is
Wait, do you mean the lizard or Trico?
Trico.
Oh, because your lizard definitely pooped already.
Cool. Cool, Mort. Thanks. Nice showing. You have to love it. I wasn't even watching. No, if we get Trico to poop, that will truly be a blessed run. Although Mort has decided to contribute, apparently. Thanks, Mort. Appreciate you. Yes, any percent means to beat the game as fast as possible with no restrictions. For us, that means defeating essentially the final boss. We don't have to wait and look at the credits or anything. It's just once we stop playing the game, once the game is over, then any percent is done. We do have a separate category that goes past that point called True Ending, but that's different and requires you to do not as many tricks. It's kind of the no major glitches category. Hi, Trico! So Trico is gonna get this armor off of his face. And you all have so generously donated for some pets. And we're gonna do the first one right here, because this is a special one as soon as he's done. Hey Trico, get over here. Hi, buddy. We'll give you some good pets. Yeah. So this is the only time in the game when the boy will say that. So that's what you look like. Pleased to meet you, Trico. So that's an extra special pet we can do right at the beginning. And we still have plenty more. Now, I need to probably fail this trick a couple times. That's fine. It's not that big of a deal. And in fact, Trico was super fast and he's already here, so it doesn't matter. This game is super about physics and the way that the game engine interprets how you're interacting with the world. Sometimes we can trick it to get it to yeet us into the air. And that's what I was trying to do off of that little cube. If you can walk off of it just right, it'll bop you into the air higher than you're supposed to go, and you'll be able to get up onto that ledge without waiting for Trico. Waiting for Trico isn't that big of a deal. It doesn't take that much longer. Ledge skip saves about 20 seconds, which in the scope of, you know, a 3.5 hour run, not that big of a deal. Where Mort knows he's on camera, which means that he's just zooming back and forth as fast as possible. Just to make everything as difficult as possible for me. So we've picked up this mirror, which, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a mirror, whatever. It's a shield, something, some kind of tech that we don't understand. And we're gonna borrow it, in quotes, and I'm sure we'll definitely give it back. Hi, Mort. So we show this mirror shield thing to Trico, and he has some feelings about it. Maybe he's a little upset, maybe he's concerned, maybe he's a little excited. We don't really know. He's just kind of a goober. Mort is a fantastic name. His name is actually Artorias, but it's not, let's be real. It started as Artorias because his tongue is like the same color as Artorias' cloak from Dark Souls. And also because we thought he had kind of a weird arm when he was born. He's fine. And then it was Artorias, Artie, Marty, Morty. It's not Artorias anymore. I note that he is once again gone. So as we proceed through The Last Guardian, Trico is going to do whatever Trico wants to do. There's honestly very little I can do to make him do anything. So we're going to use checkpoint resets. There's no indication of where the checkpoints are aside from, as a speedrunner, you just have to know. But once we pass a checkpoint, Trico always is in the same position if you reset that checkpoint. So it, you know, we just, as an example, we just reset a checkpoint and Trico was right behind me. He'll always be right behind me as long as I reset there. So there's no sense in me waiting for him to walk down that hallway and follow me when I can just get to the checkpoint and then spawn him behind me. So a lot of times we're going to be checkpoint resetting to sort of teleport Trico forward, calm him down, make him pay attention, just kind of improve how he interacts with the game. Right now he's waiting above this lake. He hates water because he is some kind of chicken dog cat thing. And I'm gonna tempt him down with a snack. And once again, I have to wait for the conditions to be triggered for this checkpoint. And then things are different. So by resetting there, we teleported him across the room, and we made him ready to jump up onto this ledge. And so we basically restarted, and he was already doing the thing that he needed to be doing. We didn't have to wait, and we just hitched a ride. While this cutscene is playing, I'm going to locate the Lizord again. Ah, I found him. Hi. Being the horrible child that we are, we were just going to abandon Trico. But Trico had other things to say about that. He did all of these things to help us, and then we're just like, no, sorry, you're stuck. Too bad. And I promise I have not forgotten about the pets. We still have outstanding pets. So here's this big white tower. We're kind of in this real weird shaped, I don't know, like cylinder shaped valley. And we can't get out. We don't know how we ended up here. We don't know why there's this Trico thing here. All of the legends that this boy has grown up with have said that these Tricos are man-eaters that just eat people. And he's like, I don't know, this one doesn't seem so bad. But we're trying to get out of this valley. The boy doesn't know what on earth he's supposed to be doing. But he's like, you know what? This Trico seems like super into this white tower. I guess we'll go there. Maybe he knows something that I don't. So we're gonna follow Trico. Or assist Trico, kind of, in getting to that tower. And then maybe once we get to the tower, we can like glide to somewhere or jump to somewhere and figure out what we're supposed to be doing. Thank you for the raid. Hello raiders, welcome. While I solve this puzzle, now would be a great time to tell those raiders what we're doing here.
I appreciate that, Sable. Actually, if you all are here and just happen to love petting animals, if you donate $5, every $5 increment is going toward a pet the Trico. Thank you so much for coming in while we're doing Speed Doxathon 2023. We're raising money for Save the Children. There's links everywhere. The chat will blow up for you. Right now we're watching our first run with SableDragonRook.
Lovely, lovely. Yeah, thanks for the raid, everybody. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Get cozy. Stay hydrated. Alright, once we meet up with Trico, we will give him another one of our outstanding pets. But that doesn't mean that you can't just cash in more pets. I mean, we've got 3 hours in which to pet this big chicken dog thing. So I don't want Trico to follow me particularly closely because he's going to get real confused. So in speedrunner's terms, I need him to stay as far back as possible. Did he succeed? He did. Very nice, buddy. If I had called him, or if I hadn't been fast enough, he would have been following right behind me, and he would be way past this point. He'd be underneath me. And then I need to spend time, you know, waiting for him to turn around, figure out where I am, turn around again, and then jump up. So it's much faster to space it correctly so that he's on that pillar right as you come up to him. Everything just kind of lines up. Get over here, Trix. I have some head scratchies. Right now, I can't tell Trico what to do. I literally just have to call him and then like hope that he shows up where he's supposed to. That will kind of change. Not really, if we're being real, but kind of. Here, Trix. Let me give you a little head rub. And that sits him down. He likes to sit down when you pet his head like that. And we'll actually use that to our advantage later. Cue that Mickey Mouse meme or whatever. It's a secret tool that will help us later. Bye, Trico. He'll be fine. Don't get into trouble. So once again, it takes Trico a while to figure out how to hop up here and like follow us. So I'm just gonna trigger the checkpoint, do a reset, and then he will be directly behind me. How long the resets take kind of depends on, I don't know. It's a bit of what console you're playing on. It's a bit of, you know, whether Venus is in retrograde. It kind of doesn't matter. So even the same player playing on the same console will have different load times across multiple runs. Which is why we don't have the boards split between consoles. Everybody can be equally competitive. And it just kind of varies. But no matter what, if we do a checkpoint reset, it's because it's faster than waiting for Trico to just stare at you for 30 seconds and figure out what he's supposed to do. Trico's feet touching the ground is a checkpoint. And so once again, we will teleport him. Hey, buddy. Look, 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 look. Good job. Really specific routing and calling him at specific times to stop him from turning around. And then he just proceeded to stand there anyway, so in the end, we didn't save time. That is okay. He is a good puppy. Hey, bud. We've got more pets to do. Did you know that if you pet a Trico on a bloody spot, the blood will go away? Let's clean you up, buddy. Yeah. Another one of our pets. And Trico's being a good guy and already doing the thing he's supposed to do. Because again, I can't tell him to make this jump. If I weren't doing pets, I would have been on his head, strategically walking around to get him to move his head a little bit, because that can encourage his AI to look up and make that jump, but... Now there's a trigger for Trico, which it seems that he has stepped on. Trico, where are you at, buddy? Yeah, he stepped on it. It's about a 70% chance, probably, that Trico doesn't step on this trigger, but 30%, still pretty high. He's looking across the way. I'll actually show you, since he's not going to calm down for a second. He's looking across the way at this big flashing cage. Hey, Trix, calm down, dude. And that's what made him upset. Loses about 40 seconds. to have him get angry like that, but sometimes he just does, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's kind of the mantra of this run. There's nothing you can do about it, which makes it really fun. Because like I said earlier, every run is different, every run is unique, every run has run-specific challenges. Hi, Trico. Also, yes, he's definitely wearing this badge on his neck that is not there if you're playing the game for the first time. I gave that to him because he's a good boy and I wanted him to have his little necklace. But if he's a bad boy, we'll take it off until he deserves it again. Doesn't Morty have a third eye? He does have a third eye. In the middle of his forehead. It's called a parietal eye, and it helps him to see shadows. Takes a long time for that door to open, so we checkpoint reset here. You cannot replay chapters. No, it's one of the things that's very sad about this game that I wish was different. If you want to get to a specific section of the game, you just have to play from the beginning. So speedrunners who want to do ILs will have a USB stick and will make like saves before each section. Shadows as in the future. We don't have Mortbot right now to ask questions to. I would believe that Mort could see the future. That seems like a thing that he would do. So we're inside this flashing cage. Trico is not about this life. He hates this. But he likes us more than he's afraid. So he's gonna come down anyway. Yeah, we'll see if Mort stays there for literally, like, the entire run, or if he starts running around again. So we're standing very specifically here, because we know what's going to happen. Yoink! So the boys' legends described Tricos as man-eaters, right? Because they eat people. And the boy is like, oh, that's nonsense. This one's really friendly. Yeah, how did that work out for you, buddy? So that was supposed to happen. That's why we stood where we were standing. We don't want Trico to have to chase us around this little arena. So we stand right in front of where we know the front of his nose is going to be, so that he can just grab us immediately. And now, the good part of the game starts. We don't have our mirror anymore. That's what we're looking at on our arm. It's like, oh, that shield thing that I had. It's gone. Oh no, I'm so sad. So we get to play the vast majority of the game without that shield thing, which is really, really nice. Because the controls for this game are a little... The word I would choose is suspicious. So the shield thing that shoots lightning out of Trico's tail is on the circle button. So is everything else. Picking things up, feeding barrels to Trico, petting Trico, pulling things, pushing things, petting Trico. Did I say pulling spears out of Trico? It's all circle. Everything is circle. So having one less thing that circle can do is really, really helpful. The rest of the game from that point on is just like the flash in between, like him living out the rest of his life in the flash before he dies in Trico's stomach. Suddenly this is a horror game. Mort is a professional napper. He's very good at it. So he might stay there for the rest of the run. Or perhaps I will give him a snack, and that will get his attention. So the armors that we just saw are the enemies for this game. They're not people. I don't want you to think that they're people because they're about to explode. We're not exploding people. We are exploding armors that are like animated with mist or something. But they are the enemies, and their goal is going to be to catch me, specifically me, and bring me to that blue door back there. Anytime there's a blue door, you can be pretty sure there's going to be armors around. And if they take me into the door, I die. So Trico does not like these guys. Super not a fan. But specifically, what he doesn't like is their helmets. And I need to grab a helmet. And wow, he did such a good job. Come here, Treeks. Look at me. Look at me, buddy. Hey, look at what I got. I got one of these helmets that you hate. Get in here, bud. Hey, Trico. Hey. So I'm setting up helmet skip, which, you know, involves the helmet in my hands, as the name would imply. It could have gone better, but it's kind of chance every time. So Trico hates the helmets, right? And he was standing outside of this door attacking the helmets. Ideally, what we want to have happen is either we have no helmets because he knocks all of the armors off of the cliff, or we only have one and it's in my hands. Because then he'll come into that room following the helmet, and I can use him to get up onto this scaffolding. It took a little bit longer this time because he had multiple helmets to focus on, and he chose not the one that was in my hands. But that's alright. Oh, he hates those helmets. So no matter what, as long as you get up onto that scaffolding, you still did helmet skip. It's just a matter of how fast you did it based on how well Trico fought the armors. Trico happened to explode like 3 of them without getting rid of their helmets, so it was kind of unlucky. But that's pretty common, so. I will give Trico pets here in a second because we still have some outstanding ones. And he's gonna hop up here, right, Trico? Ahem. He's gonna hop up here, right? And then he's gonna do a scripted event, which means he's gonna run down to the end, and then he's gonna go around this building, or get super confused, we never know. Go backwards, turn around, walk around a pillar, and then look up and scream. And he always does that same order of tasks. So he's scripted to do that, but it's happening inside the game world. So every time he does it, it's a little bit different. Sometimes, like this time, he goes pretty fast and he does a pretty good job. Also, let's get some pets in here, clean up this blood. Thank you for the donations, everybody. Keep them coming. Alright. Sometimes he goes really fast, which he did this time. He did a good job. Sometimes he just gets stuck on the architecture because his AI is like, I don't know what I'm doing. And this will take, you know, an extra 45 seconds longer for no real reason. It's just one of the things that makes this game really fun. Please, okay. Okay. Bye. I missed. Ouch. That's okay. I would honestly prefer to miss, but I'm obligated to try for vine skip every time. So we've got this big jug of goo. Let's just call it goo. And it's made of the same stuff that's in the barrels that Trico really likes. Which is why he's like super into it right now. Also, the boy kinda trolled me there. Cool. So he's super into it, and he's not gonna go anywhere until I close that jug and stop him from smelling it. Vine skip would have had me just end up directly on this roof by kind of cheesing my way through the architecture a little bit. But this is the intended way to do it, and I would argue like 95% of the time it's faster to do it that way. You do vine skip kind of because you can, and every now and then you get lucky and it actually like works. But most times, because you got there in a way that the game didn't expect, you aren't actually allowed to close the jug. You'll just run into it and conk your head and then fall down, and then have to do it the intended way anyway. So I am perfectly content to just have to do it intended from the beginning, and just make sure that it gets done. Boy. My man's. I love how even like the most seasoned speedrunners of this game, like you can tell just by watching them how much of a struggle it is to get this boy to do anything. He's just a wet noodle. A damp paper towel flopping around in the wind. Hey, I ended up on the ground. For no real reason. Cool. Which brings me to another point. I don't have a grab button, which is why I just kind of flew off of Trico like that. Also, I'm gonna pet him because we still have more pets. I'm gonna give him a rub right between the eyeballs. There you go, buddy. Scrubby scrub. Yeah. So yeah, unlike Shadow the Colossus and even Eco, if we're being real, Last Guardian doesn't have a grab button. The boy just kind of does it when he feels like it, which means that sometimes he doesn't feel like it. Sometimes that can cause you to lose time, sometimes you die. Sometimes you just desperately want to get off of Trico's back, and the boy is like, no, I don't want to do this. Oh, that's encouraging. So I'm managing the lizard cam on my phone, which is what lets me like control the camera to follow Mort. And I look over, hello, other Trico. I look over and I see public health advisory. Due to contamination from flood runoff, do not come in contact with rivers and streams. Wash your hands aggressively. Cool. That's nice. What's it contaminated with? I'm sure it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. So anyway, over in the land of places where water isn't contaminated, here's Trico. We're gonna do a little skip by meeting him halfway up. You're supposed to wait for him to jump up and then climb onto his tail. But nah. I ain't got time for that. Hey, it's an eyeball. I haven't talked about these yet. It's broken, But he hates these eyeballs. We encountered one earlier that I kind of nonchalantly pushed off a cliff. Trico will not do anything when he sees those eyes because he's very afraid of them. So anything you can do to get that out of his way is the only thing that's going to allow him to proceed. You can break it, you can hide it, you know, push it off a cliff, whatever. As long as Trico can't see it. Hey Trix, you ready? We're gonna do something else cool. So Trico's gonna fight these armors, ideally, if he ever comes down here. And while he's fighting, as long as he's being a good boy, which he is, so far, I'm gonna proceed without him. Making the jump to this pillar is actually like really tight, and he did a good job. So Trico will take care of that entire fight. It goes faster if I'm not down there. And then for some reason the game just doesn't worry about checkpoints with these fights. So it just kind of counts them done if you get far enough away. So bye! See you later. More tight timing to get away from those armors. And then I'm gonna checkpoint reset, and Trico's gonna spawn behind me. But what's supposed to happen is, as he's following you, he steps on a pressure plate up by this door with the spikes on the bottom. You can see the pressure plate here on the floor. Right here. And when he steps on it, it slams the door down, and it pinches his tail in the door, so he's stuck. That's everything that we miss by resetting the checkpoint, because all of that has now just happened. So I need to get his tail unstuck before he can help me. Oh, I don't like that. Excuse me. Those armors could come out in a wide variety of ways that don't always leave you a path to get through. But we made it. Hey, Treeks. Get unstuckies, buddy. Now, does he realize he's free? He does! Wow, first time in a long time. Don't do it, buddy. Don't do it, Trico. Oh, we're done for. He's down the hallway. This is bad. So he has two different, like, scripts running at the same time. His AI is telling him, hey, I need to fight all these armors. But if he steps too far into the hallway to his right, a scripted event will take over and say, hey, you're supposed to run to the end of the hallway and take care of this one armor. And if he does that before all of the previous armors are defeated, it just completely borks his AI. And he'll end up just walking down this hallway agonizingly slowly. Hey, good job, buddy. Everything triggered correctly. So you never want to see him go, like, sideways into that hallway before the previous fight is done. Or else he just paces around aimlessly for like 5 minutes. Yeah, you know, he just obliterated that guy. Just deleted him from existence. Now, I have been saving a couple of pets for this location. This should actually wrap up the pets that we have outstanding from our donations. Thank you so much for those. Because in this room, we're supposed to just kind of wander around with Trico for a while. And then eventually, we'll realize that we're stuck in here. Because Trico went through a one-way door, and we can't get him out. And then the narrator's going to be like, hey, actually, I kind of realized that I could tell Trico what to do a little bit. Or we could just do none of that as speedrunners, and we're done with the puzzle. I saved the pets because we need to pet Trico on the head there to get him to sit down. And when he sits down, he lifts his head up, and that allows us to just get onto that stairway and leave, which is called command skip, because this is where we get commands for Trico. I did, however, expect it to take 2 pets, so I do still owe you a pet, and I would never cheat you out of that. So, while Trico tries to go over there, let's take care of this. And he just completely didn't let me. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? That the boy was like, you know, this gigantic creature just completely ate me. Let's just keep hanging out with it. Kinda love it. Then again, we did see him get slammed into a wall twice in quick succession right at the beginning, so maybe he's not quite thinking straight. So there. I did owe you another pet, so we petted the blood off of Trico from that spear. So yeah, that was honestly, like, genuinely the fastest that command skip could go. He sat down immediately, he lifted his head up immediately. That was very good. He has earned his little badge necklace thing. Who could say no to that face? Yeah, the boy was probably like, yeah, I'm gonna leave. And then he looked at Trico's unconscious face and he was like, well, This works exactly as you would expect. Don't stand in the lights or the armors wake up. And it's bad because Trico isn't in here to help you.
Not to interrupt Sable, but we have another donation from Viz. $5, make it a 3rd pet. You owe us.
Yes. I will gladly be in debt to the pet police. Thank you, Viz. Alright, good first fight. I will give Trico that pet while he figures out how to get to the other side of this room. It's a straight line, it's very complicated. Hey Treeks, don't get stuck, okay? There we go, Scrubby right between the eyeballs. Yeah. I'm not gonna pet him for too long because he'll go and sit down and then he'll go to sleep. So next room, same principle, except there's more dudes. So we're just gonna kind of splat onto the floor to get the checkpoint. And then when we reset, their position is actually a lot more favorable, which is why we do that. Busy at work, and by that I mean I'm not doing anything. I feel that so hard. I'm getting ready to take a vacation with Husbando. We haven't been on vacation in years. And I'm trying like so hard to work ahead so that I don't have work to do while we're on vacation. And nobody's giving me anything. I'm like, of all the times that you all could decide, yeah, I'm just gonna do this later. It's right now, really. So I'm just sitting here staring at a wall, feeling like I should be accomplishing something, but there's just nothing. And I'm sure, you know, 2 days before we leave, it's gonna be like, oh, here, huge project, 30 articles. I need it like right now. Whatever. So the way you're supposed to do this room, there's like a walkway underneath this platform that we're on. And you're supposed to like lure them down to the end and then get down on that walkway and they're like, oh, where did he go? And you keep doing that so that you don't get caught. But for speedrun purposes, I'm lining all these guys up. Whoa, Trico, rest in peace, me. Oh, my friend has murdered me. Really sent me flying. That was a home run. I was trying to line all those armors up so that Trico could hit them all at the same time. I was not supposed to be part of that plan. Well, when you play Trico game, you get Trico shenanigans. Can we do that again, Trico, but with less murder? Yes, better. So much better. So I use my positioning to kind of corral those guys all as close together as possible. And I don't get taken out as a side, like a sidestepped casualty. So that was much better. I'm gonna try to do a task thing, and if it fails, you can all laugh at me, and that's okay. We're gonna try it a solid once, because if I do it, it's swaggy, and it saves like 6 seconds. We all know that 6 seconds in a 3.5 hour run is a deal breaker. Hey, I did it. I might have also broken my leg. Totally broke my leg. Whatever. Hey, still cool. Still swag. You're supposed to take the ladder. It's really hard to get the boy to grab the side of this platform because I don't have a grab button. So it's usually reserved for just segmented runs. I pay my bills in swag. Okay? I needed to do it. I'm swag poor. And we had to get rid of the eyeball, obviously, because Trico was gonna, like, not do anything. Hey, buddy, are you, okay. Chicken brain was just kind of processing for a second. Hi, Sancho.
Speaking of friends, Sable, Spage donated $20. Oh, I'm sorry, Spage. Yeah. CJ calling Elf a tea lady in the chat is peak SDAT comedy.
There's a very specific vibe. Like, SDAT has such a vibe that is different from any other marathon. And I'm here for it. Thank you for the donation. I shall provide more pets as compensation. Good job, Draco. You did that all by yourself. I'm so proud. Also note that his horn is starting to grow back. At the beginning of the game, both of his horns were broken. One was kind of more broken than the other. And the one on the left is starting to come back a little bit. $4 away from an incentive. This is actually a great time if you have the time, my lovely host, to hear about some upcoming incentives beyond my run.
Absolutely. So she's talking about petting. If you are donating now, every $5 is going toward petting Trico some more. But if you're looking to help us with more incentives as well, we're starting to go into other games. So like coming up is Mario Party. Kitsune is planning to do any percent. but 100% plays all the mini games, bumper balls. The choose your character bid war includes Wario, Yoshi, DK, and Peach. So there's all kinds of things you can be donating toward that as well. Gosh dang it, I was gonna let you talk, Sable, but Viz has donated another $5, saying $4 away, you say. And now we're over that for Kitsune.
Yay! Awesome.
So there's more. Yeah, there's bid wars coming out. Sorry, my dog was squeaking her toy at the wrong time. There's bid wars coming up too for it's for Mario Kart Double Dash. Bid war to decide what character CJ is going to use. So if you want to pick there as well. So there's a few different places to put your wallet.
Beautiful and lovely. Yes, plenty of things coming up. And all for a good cause. Okay, so I've got a delicious barrel of juice, as you do. And it's steamy and aromatic Baja Blast that Trico just adores. And I'm going to use that to my advantage. We're stuck behind a door, and I need Trico's help to open it. However, he is easily distracted, so I need to get his attention, which I'm going to do with his favorite snack. Same stuff that's in the barrels, just like always. I am going to splat directly on the floor. Because it's a checkpoint, and it teleports me and my barrel o' goo over to where I need to be.
Between this next checkpoint, Sable, we really have another donation. $20 from Octini.
Hey.
They see Trico. They donate money. Sorry, they don't make the rules.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for the donations. It seems that we have some more pets to do. Trico, do you want pets or do you not want pets, buddy? I need you to lift this door. Thank you. So I will throw in some more pets when I have the opportunity. CJ, are you prohibiting my pets? Is that what's happening?
CJ can't stop the pets. We have another, no joke. Cheville Torture donated $5. Save the children for later. I think they're putting their money toward an incentive. So if you need those, check out the schedule. Check out Tiltify. You'll see all that on that website.
Thank you, Cheville. Appreciate you too. Y'all are wonderful. Trico gonna be getting pampered. Hey, buddy. You have like one job right now. Okay, can I ask you to do it? Can you be like a good Trico? Stop. 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 Thank you. Okay. I had to get Trico's attention. He wanted to charge at this door because he really wants to be with me and he's very upset that we're separated. And instead I got his attention back on the barrel of goo, which is attached to a chain that I really need him to pull on so that it lifts this door and I can wedge this like axle wheel thing underneath. Hello, Mort. I see that you are now staring. I have just noticed. Know you. Yeah, everybody here would be looking pretty cute today.
Know you.
Alright, Treeks. Good job. No joke, it took us like 4 years to figure out how to get Trico to not sniff this thing, and it turns out you just call him. So that was the cumulative effort of an entire community of speedrunners being like, hey, what if you just hit a button though? Beautiful. Now once again we've got eyeballs. Trico's not going to want to move unless I get rid of them. In an ideal world, I get rid of them during the cutscene, which did occur. The boy was lucky enough to hit that in such a way that it counted. Don't forget to split. Cheville, how dare you? Everybody knows that I never split this split. Pretty sure if I split this section accurately, the world itself would end. My constant accidental mistakes in splitting are the only thing that's keeping the fabric of reality together. There. I gave one little pet to clean the rest of the blood off of Trico's leg. Since we've got some more pets outstanding, thanks to your all generous donations. Morty, what, pray tell, are you doing? So this thing had an eyeball on it, and it's connected to this platform, so it's about to break the entire platform. Obviously, as speedrunners, we know where it's safe to stand, but most people die the first time. And over there is the White Tower. We are making our way downtown. Don't leave me, buddy. Yeah. Specifically with this game, because Trico is like a chicken dog, I always think of that Vine with the like the cockatiel or whatever playing the piano to that song. Yeah, we're walking so fast. We might be homebound. I'm not sure. So Trico can definitely miss you there. By the way, this isn't some adorable cinematic moment that's just played as a cutscene. Like most things in this game, it is a scripted event, so Trico is doing real-time calculations to figure out where you are, where he needs to be, and sometimes he's bad at math, and you just fall and die. Right, Trico? You do your best. I'm bad at math too. I get it. But yeah, we're making our way toward the White Tower. We're getting both higher and closer. But this thing's breaking once again. Come on, come on. Ah, I try to I try to kick that barrel off just for funsies, but it didn't go this time. Our run has been cursed. That's one of my favorite pictures on the internet. The risk I took was calculated, but man, am I bad at math. I love that picture so much of the bird. Miss percent, like how fast you could get Trico, get like to this point and have Trico miss you. So Trico is holding on, and we need to give him something to grab. I removed this pot so that he has this little like pillar thing to hold on to, but it's gonna take him a second. If you're heartless and don't have time for a full any percent, we have a category called Bad Ending that ends here, because you can in fact just choose not to save Trico, and he will fall into the abyss. Beautiful cinematic moment where I just completely leave Trico to his own devices. We move during that little scene. Because time waits for no one. Yeah, does it say something about me as a person that I have the world record in bad ending? Does that make me horrible? No. It's just so much shorter, okay? Alright, so we got this big eyeball. Am I a little concerned that Trico has not even started walking down the hallway? Perhaps. A little bit more concerned that I almost died. Alright, so I got rid of that eye. He should be taking care of those armors as we tank frames back here and do this. The fact that we didn't lose frames makes me a little concerned about how good of a job he's doing. Did you win? Are you winning, son? He's not, turns out. Hi. Can you chill for a second? Hey Trix, you remember like a week or two ago when we did a marathon and you just absolutely sucked at this part? How about we don't do that, okay? I believe in you. I believe in you being a smart chicken thing. So he sees giant eyeball. And we say, it's okay, Trico. Don't be angry at the giant eyeball. We also say, rub you between the shoulders because you're a good boy. And we have received donations. Rubby rub. Okay. You good?
Well, good.
No, he's gonna do it again. Oh, we're gonna be stuck here forever. So you can get into an infinite loop here where, oh, he changed his mind. Good job, buddy. He did it all on his own, like a smart boy. You can get into an infinite loop where he keeps seeing that eyeball, and then he like walks towards it, and that makes him angry again. And then you try to get him to turn left, and in the process of turning left, he walks toward the eyeball, and that makes him angry, and it just keeps going like in a circle forever. But he was so smart, and he figured it out all on his own. Seriously, I don't know why he did that. He doesn't ever do that without being told to, so I suppose that was his apology for doing poorly in that fight. And now we've got a giant eyeball in the sky. Whether or not we can do this skip genuinely depends on what direction the wind is blowing, because of course it does. That's just kind of how this game rolls. This eyeball has breaks in it, so you're supposed to go like from the front of the eye and then like go through one of the broken parts and go to the back and do some platforming, go through another break, come to the front, and it's kind of a whole thing. Except, hopefully, I don't have to do any of that. Donk, and we're done. I just kind of stood on a place that I wasn't supposed to and jumped to the end. But it does genuinely matter like how much the eyeball is moving and how much the wind is moving it. Which is different every time because the physics engine is like an active thing. So sometimes it's just not lined up and there's nothing you can do about it. Morty, I hear you. He's scratching because he wants to come out and sit on my lap. Come on, Trico. Mort, I just moved the camera, and then that's when you decided to come over there? Hi. Good job, Trico. Now over there, once Trico chills for a second, this kind of Colosseum looking thing over in the distance, past Trico's head. That's where we looked up before when he was taking a bath, and we looked up and saw that there was another Trico watching us. So we've really climbed quite a lot higher. Another eyeball. He's very upset. Also, I think it's this one that if you throw this to him. No, he absolutely didn't care. One of these barrel or jugs is programmed incorrectly, and sometimes he'll try to catch it like it's a barrel. You ready, buddy? Beautiful. This is exactly where we want to be, right in the middle of his back. You can absolutely die during that cutscene if you get too close to his feet. Morty, honey, you want to come out and hang out? I like you too, buddy. So Trico's stuck on a pillar, and I need some way of giving him a place that he can jump to so that he's not stuck on that pillar anymore. For now, I'm going to skip a cutscene by shimmying past the trigger, which is up on the floor up there. Yeah, Trico's getting all the pets, and Mort's like, excuse me, how dare? Hello, friend. I'm gonna need you to mind your own business. Thank you. So ninja guy over here is doing like his ninjutsu things. Big Naruto fan. And those eventually will clog up my screen and make it so that my inputs don't register. So you have to button mash to get those to go away. The easiest button to mash, for the sake of a speedrun, is the Call Trico button, because it's the only button that doesn't make you like crouch or jump or something that wastes time. So that's why I just randomly call Trico a million times whenever those things show up on the screen.
Not to take away your steam, but Viz is trolling you just a little bit again, if you're ready.
I'm so ready.
Another donation of $5. They wrote, question for Sable. When you're talking at Trico out loud on stream, do you ever think he can hear you, even just for a second?
He could absolutely hear me. He knows what I want and he does the opposite. He knows. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Alright, we're gonna skip an entire huge section. We're supposed to go over onto the scaffolding across from us, and it's gonna trigger like a cutscene. But instead, I'm gonna jump past it, land here where I'm not supposed to be able to stand, skim along the wall, which forces the boy to grab the ladder. The game is like, how did you get over here? And it spawns Trico on the bridge, because that's the only way that it can see to resolve this apparent like incongruity between where you are and what you're supposed to be doing. So I just forced the game to teleport Trico because I got further ahead than I was supposed to be. It's one of my favorite tricks. It's called drawbridge skip. But no, Trico like especially knows when you're on like a really good pace. Because, and I've told this story like a million times, but I was 3 minutes ahead of world record, and the people here who, in chat, who have been watching me for a while remember this moment vividly. I was 3 minutes ahead of world record, and at the end of the game, I was like 10 minutes from the end. And considering that like 8 of those 10 minutes are cutscenes, I was basically done. And I said, okay, Trico, at the beginning of this fight, I was like, okay, Trico, just don't push me through the floor. And not 20 seconds later, what happened? Big old Trico paw just come over, whap, and there I go through the floor, losing exactly enough time that I lost the world record by 6 seconds. So yeah, he absolutely knows what I want. There you go, buddy. Oh, why are you so covered in spears, dude? Okay, well, we've still got pets to do, so I guess we'll just take care of you for a second, my man. Here. For now, we'll just pet. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're so happy. Oh, I'm so excited. He's real happy when he gets food. Here you go. We'll cut this little section of blood off of him. There we go. Come on, Treeks. That's all for now. Morty. My guy. Did you just knock the camera over? My dude. But yeah, there was even another time. Also world record pace, but to be fair, that one was only like an hour and a half in, so a lot still could have happened. But I was doing really good, and then Trico just, he sat down, looked at me, and then just stared wide-eyed into the floor for like 7 to 8 minutes. I couldn't get him to move. He was just stuck. And so we lost that pace, of course, because he just kind of decided whatever he was going to do, and that was that. Morty, the camera's on the floor, my dude. Nobody can look at you if the camera's knocked over. Are we sure Trico is the cat? Trico is... He is, you know? He's a little bit dog, a little bit cat, a little bit chicken. Or maybe like a pigeon. Which one's smarter? Because that's the one that Trico's not. Trico, I need you to like phase into the wall for a second. Yeah. Trico, my dude. My dude. It's a straight line, my guy. You got this? His body language is saying that he understands me. His actual actions are saying that he would rather be eating like a toaster strudel right now than listen to anything that I'm saying. Yep, oh. There we go. Oh, he's such a good boy. Very good boy. I will fix the camera as soon as I have an opportunity. Trash chickens? Is that what pigeons are? Mm-hmm. I love that. Good job, Treeks. Let's go. Let's go, buddy. Yeah, Ruru. Baru. No, Trico head empty. Head completely empty. If this was like a super lucky run, we would have skipped this cutscene. And Because I was the primary person in charge of routing this game and naming all of the tricks, it's just called cutscene skip because I suck at naming things. But it hasn't happened to me in so long. Like, I think it's happened once in the last 2 years. So... Oh no, we didn't get it. I'm so surprised. It all has to do with Trico. Like, if he understands that he's supposed to make that jump really fast, he'll just do it, and then he leaves before the cutscene can trigger, but that's entirely up to him. And you're supposed to climb down his tail and get to this rope, but ain't nobody got time for that. There's an eyeball up above him, and that's why he's kind of distressed at the moment. Fittingly, 2 of the best named tricks in the run are coming up, and they were named by somebody who was not me, so... My claim to fame in this run, the one thing that I named not just based on what it was, like vine skip or cutscene skip or whatever, is the thing, which, hey, we'll actually have the chance to do in this run. We can't do it in all barrels, but we can do it in any %. And that's probably, I don't know, 2 hours 45 in. That's exactly right. There is no in-between. It's either the most factual name possible, or it sounds like it could be the name of a racehorse. Because racehorses have just absolutely nonsense names as well. And the best thing is, we have 2 vine skips, and they're not named anything different. It's just like, how do I do vine skip? Which one? So Trico is hopping back and forth across these pillars because he's scared of the eyeball, but like he wants to be with me and he wants to help me, and oh, he's just so confused. And if we have played our cards right and done all of this timing correctly, it will line up so that Trico will join us over on that far pillar by the eyeball right as we're done cheesing our way across this rope. This is called Rope Run because, again, of course it is, I named it. And you can trick the game into thinking you're allowed to run on something that you're supposed to be like very slowly and painstakingly balancing on by continuing to crouch as long as you start it before you get on the rope. This trick is called the Panda Plummet because I didn't name it. It was named by Sancho Panda. So that we just meet Trico right here, and he's ready to go. He's ready to go. Ahem. He's ready to go. Thank you. No. Nope. Wrong way, my dude. Don't go backwards. Oh, that was definitely faster than anything else we could have done. Alright, one way or another, we made it. Also, there's the White Tower, again, over there in the background. And kind of over there, right between Trico's horns, right now, you can see the, like, cages that we were standing on earlier. A little bit of a throwback to Eco. Now I am gonna solve this eyeball puzzle. And then, hypothetically, the 2 brain cells that are bonking around in Trico's head like a Windows screensaver will equip him with the knowledge he needs to climb the rest of this tower by himself. During that time, I am gonna go and fix Mort's camera. But for now, we have to get rid of this eyeball so that Trico is not upset and he will continue to proceed. No, little boy. Thank you. Alright, be free! May the vagabond brain cells bestow the wisdom he needs. Come on, Dreeks. You have one job, okay, buddy? Are you ready? Unironically, my friend, are you ready? Here we go. Again, real-time calculation. Please don't miss me. Catch me. Thank you. That's like the most common one for him to miss. So it's nice that he actually did it. Okay, Treeks. Come on. I almost died. It's fine. You didn't see anything. So Trico is going to climb this tower by himself while I go and fix Mort's camera. I guess if we could hear about, like, I don't know, the charity or something, that would be nice.
Y'all, your team is coming out just so strong with the donations for SDAT 2023. If you're just joining us, the money's going towards Save the Children. They're an organization dedicated to the well-being of kids just in general. So there's so many, I could tell you all day long about the health and taking care of them education-wise, and every dollar today, next weekend, for the rest of SDAT 2023 goes towards Save the Children. Oh my goodness, I love looking at Mort. So if you're hanging out with us, we'll put the chat or the link in chat for donations. That's what we're working toward and what Sable's running this for and showcasing this awesome game for us for today.
Thank you kindly. Didn't even know I was gone.
I kind of figured, but then I was like, this is the best and only time, huh?
Mort has been temporarily restored. Mort restored in the font of humanity restored. We'll see how long that lasts. Also, I gave him a blueberry. That's what he's eating right now.
Oh my gosh, he's so precious.
Mort's basically the best. I like him a lot. But nobody tell Husbando that I took that blueberry from, like, the really good blueberries that he was saving for his cereal later.
We're not telling.
So here we go. We've got our friend, the Trico that we saw earlier. She has shown up just to mess with our day. Where are you going, Mort? There aren't any more, dude. That was it. Sorry. So we made all that progress. We were getting really high up, and then that other Trico just came and kind of wrecked our day, knocked us really far down. Savvy viewers will notice that this is the room where we put the pot on the chain for Trico, and he was like yanking on it to open the door for us. So we are all the way back there. Mort always looks angry. That's kind of his deal. Where's my Angie Mort? So Trico's a little bit hurt. You can see one of his ears is down and he's kind of squinting one of his eyes, but he'll be okay. So he's gonna kind of try to figure out how to get me out of this tree. And that's a lot going on in the brain of a Trico. So, you know, give him a little bit of time. He'll figure it out. First thing he tries to do is reach for me, but him legs are too short. So next thing he's gonna do is he's gonna hop and try to grab me with his mouth. Too far. Mort, why are you so long, dude? And then finally, he gets it. He can get up here and kick me in the face. It's actually really cool. His AI is really smart. He will not hurt the boy. I say that having, you know, we watched him yeet me off a cliff, but pretend that didn't happen. He won't like step on the boy or, you know, do anything like that. He's programmed that if the boy is underneath his foot, he'll actually like hold his foot in the air until the boy steps out of the way. No, I'm not doing vine skip. You can't make me. So there are vines down here, kind of on the left, right? I'm gonna wait until we're here before I jump to them. Otherwise, 9 times out of 10, I die because I'm the only one in the community cursed with that luck. And it only wastes a couple seconds. So, whatever. And this is going to be our second barrel skip. All of these puzzles, we're supposed to be bringing these barrels to Trico because he's like, look, I've been helping you for like a long time and I'm really hungry. I cannot do this for some reason. Get up here, little boy. So we need to bring him a barrel to get him to keep going. And you're supposed to just be able to walk up this this little cliff. Wow, this is just being a troll. It keeps like hooking his foot and then it's not like registering. I'm gonna go back a little further and skim it. There we go. It just needed a quick reset. So in all of these puzzles, you're supposed to like grab the barrel, throw it from platform to platform, and it's rolling all over the place, but you know, you have to rush over and stop it real quick in order to get the barrel out to give it to Trico. And in all of these cases, we just don't. We just step out of the puzzle. We did it previously right after Drawbridge. That barrel landed spectacularly so that Trico can just grab it and I don't need to reposition it, which means here's a pet for chat for all of those lovely donations, cleaning up some of his feathers. You ready, buddy? So we should have one pet outstanding. And then if you want to see more, that's what that dono link is for. All for a good cause, of course. Yo, ended last year's day 1 at 7:38. Can we, like, break 700 before the end of this run, even?
You heard her, y'all. Get those pets in.
Because I can make Trico do some pretty cute things when I pet him. If you pet him in different places, he does different things. So, hint, hint, we could check those out. Or, obviously, CJ or somebody tell me if I'm not allowed to do this, but for some kind of amount, I could give Mort an egg. Give Mort a little snacko. So up above me are some armors, and they're the first instance that we see of armors with shields. And that's going to pose a problem because their shields are made out of those glass eyeballs. Which means that Trico is going to be really upset and he's not going to want to fight, but I can't fight armors by myself. So whenever any of these guys show up with an eyeball shield, those are always going to be the first priority. Trico will not fight for as long as those shields exist. Sadly, and I don't think that this was intentional, when Trico sees one of these, if it actually stops him from fighting, for some reason it just makes him more passive for the rest of the run. And we don't know why. So we really need to make sure that he's not... Oh, he didn't kill any of these guys. Way to go, Treeks. We need to make sure that he's not actually seeing these shields for very long, or he's gonna get really, really bad at fighting really quickly. Thankfully, this ended up basically fine. Trico, honey, sometimes I think you're not very good at this. There have been better fights. There have been worse fights. This is fine. Good shot, dude. Eventually, Trico will realize where I've gone, and he'll follow me. Thank goodness this is not all barrels, because some of the barrels around here are some of the hardest in the game. And we get to skip them in any percent. You ready, Treeks? Let's get out here. You did a good job. I'm proud of you. Where you at, my man? Oh, okay, well, there's his snoot. So off in the distance, we hear these little roars from that other Trico. She's still kind of stalking us, even though we don't see her. Trico's gonna step on this pressure plate, which is gonna close the door in front of him. And just like before, there's a big jug of that, like, food goo. And Trico's gonna be super, super distracted until we take care of it. That was really nice. I know that it doesn't look like it because I just tumbled like a wet noodle, but that was really nice in terms of a speedrun. We clipped Trico right on the edge of his I was gonna say fur, but he has feathers. And then just fell right away to exactly where we wanted to be. get it, you vape. It's like his whole personality. So we switched the tracks because had we pushed that any further, it would have just gone into a corner. And then off we go. We have to get this away from Trico so that he'll listen to us again. He just really likes Baja Blast, you know? So yeah, we got rid of the stuff. I'm a little uncomfortable about the fact that we're swimming in it, but you know, we're swimming in the vape juice, it's fine. And now Trico's, whoa, focused again. This puzzle is really difficult because it's all about the game interpreting what's happening. Which, Oh yeah, that's probably exactly what happened when I got that advisory earlier in the run that it's like, don't drink the water in your area. This is why. Somebody dumped this stuff into our water. So Trico's up above me, and I really need him to just kind of keep tapping around until he can break one of the floorboards. Problem is, Trico is often in exactly the right spot, and the game just kind of won't give him credit for stepping on it, so we just kind of have to see how generous the game is being. Like, he's doing a great job right now. Good job, buddy. Just keep going. Keep walking. It should really give. Come on, Shrieks. There we go. Beautiful. And then I need him to turn around now that he's made a hole in the ceiling. I need him to turn around and look at me so that he puts his butt over that hole, and it'll make his tail fall down so that I can get out. If you aren't familiar with one of the most common ways to make games like on the back end, a lot of the time the only thing that exists is what you're looking at, right? And everything else that you're not looking at despawns while you're not looking at it in order to save memory. And so that's why I'm looking down and not at the ceiling. Because as long as I'm not looking at that scaffolding, it doesn't exist, which makes it much easier for Trico's tail to fall down and not get stuck on all this stuff. And we're free. I want to see just for funsies if I can get this little glitch to work. Give me a second, Trico. His tail's kind of in an inconvenient place, so I don't think it's gonna work, but whatever. Oh, it did! It did! The armors aren't awake. So I made it so that those two armors didn't wake up, which makes it much easier for Trico to fight them because they're not moving. They're just kind of glitched into thinking that I'm not up here. Because Trico got up here, but technically I didn't pass the checkpoint plane at the same time that Trico did, which means that they don't think I'm here. Also, I stepped up onto that box using a technique called the Sancho step, because once again discovered by Sancho Panda. Good job, Treeks. Fight's over before it even began. Is that a thing in Snap too, where you like intentionally don't look at stuff?
Trix,
I need you to fully sit down, buddy. Once again, he's refusing to move until I give him a snack, which he's now refusing to eat. Wow, Sable never watched any of my runs. I'm sorry. Also, Mort is in like the one place in his enclosure that the camera can't look at, of course. So you get a little bit of Mort's head. This is where Trico lost me that one world record by staring at the floor for 7 minutes. The reason is because as we're about to go down into this hallway, there's an armor behind the door. Technically, we're not supposed to see it yet, but for some reason in that particular run, Trico like perceived it before it was supposed to exist, and that really distracted him, and so he just kind of stared through the floor at it for like a hot second, and by a hot second I mean 8 minutes. And he's never done it since, so what a weirdo. If you know anything about Fumito Ueda, the guy who makes, like, is in charge of the Team Eco games, you'll know that one thing that he loves more than anything else is crumbling architecture. He adores it. So it's no surprise that Trico spends the majority of his time in the game breaking things. Buddy, thank you. Hey, there's the White Tower. It's risky to let Trico grab you there, because the flat plane of his back is not a grabbable surface, because I'm standing here, right, not like holding on. So usually when he throws you back there, you just kind of slide off because you can't grab, and then you just fall to your death. But it is much faster than climbing him if you're willing to take the risk. For my next trick, essentially the only glitch in the run. This Coliseum up ahead has 4 armors, and they spawn in one by one, starting from the back. So if I play my cards right, touch this checkpoint plane, and reset within a certain number of frames, I should be able to interrupt their spawning. And yes. So only one of the 4 armors exists. You can see that these other slots are empty. So we stopped the game from spawning 3 of the 4 of them by resetting in the middle of when they spawned in. Which obviously makes this fight faster, because then Trico only has to kill one thing. Good job, buddy. He's done for. You cool. You good, my dude. Chill. The negative, of course, is that the game is like, oh yeah, there's 4 armors in this room and only 1 is dead. That means the fight's still happening. So it keeps playing the fight music. And it will continue to do so until we reload. But it's cool. This isn't all barrels, so we're gonna reload fairly quickly. it is going to be onward to some water puzzles, just a lot of platforming for this next little bit. And the tech is fairly self-explanatory, so I can throw it over to the host for any important announcements.
Absolutely. We don't have any more donations, but maybe it's because you've never heard of Save the Children. They're a charity that supports children from early childhood through basic education programs, safety, blankets, times of war, all kinds of things, ensuring that children are able to learn and thrive all across the world. So every donation you're gaining in here from the run today, all of it's going toward Save the Children in so many ways currently. And if you're looking to pet Trico, we might still have time for some more.
For sure.
Until about 20 minutes before the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have until then for more Trico pets if you're starting to love this dog, kitty, chicken like we do. And then as well, if you want to go into, we can get a link going to. There's also incentives for upcoming runs. You can put your money toward picking a certain character, or for Mario Party, we even finished it. We upgraded to 100% with Kitsune, stuff like that. So if you have the time and you're hanging out, go on, you're on your PC now, perfect, Ice Age, and check those out.
Fantastic. Yeah, we got lots of cool stuff coming up. Plus, always the opportunity for more Trico pets, which Trico will surely appreciate. We've still got quite a while before we will suspiciously lose the ability to pet Trico. Don't worry about it. It's fine. But still quite a while before that happens. And we've cleared away this fight music. We don't need to worry about it anymore. Trico, on the other hand, taking his sweet time. Hi, buddy. Taking little steppies, huh? Very good. I don't think he listened to a word that I just said. Onward, okay. So we did go through the Colosseum without any poops, which is sad. This saddens me, because I want to have a hashtag blessed run. But we still have plenty more opportunities. I'm just gonna hide in a corner and see if I could convince him, maybe. No, he truly does not care. Trico, hey, buddy, hey, Trico, stop. Dude, hey, thank you for your attention. So there's a trophy for Trico pooping. Specifically, it's that you have to watch him. You have to, like, catch him in the act. And it's usually the final trophy that people end up getting, because there's nothing you can do to control it. It just kind of happens or it doesn't. Which means that platinum % runs, where we try to get all the trophies, are always a little tense. But so far, knock on wood, we have not failed a platinum % just because Trico wouldn't poop. There will come a time, I'm sure. It will happen. So Trico hates water, but throughout the game he kind of becomes, like, more okay with it. As he grows to trust us more than he hates the water. Yeah, so Trico's, like, breed is Trico. That's the kind of creature he is, right? His name is Dude. My Trico's name is Dude. Because Lord knows that's what I call him. Yeah, his horns are almost all the way back. We've been feeding him good schnackos, and he's feeling pretty good about it. So water puzzles, pretty consistent. 4 speed runs. I might run out of air, that's fine. Yep. That just helps me get to the top faster. I say as I then get stuck on the architecture. Hey, buddy. So there's no ladder. I need Trico's help to get up. And the wave that he creates by jumping into the water is what does it. The reason that these puzzles in particular are so confusing for casual players, and I don't blame them, it is very confusing, is that when you open these gates like we're doing, it actually opens a gate like way further down in the water, and that's how Trico gets through. You can't swim down that far, so I'm not sure how you're supposed to know that that's what happens. It's no wonder people get stuck. Trix? My man? My man, you gonna do a thing? Or are you just gonna stare? Okay. Yeah, I mean, that was like classic, I don't know, that was a classic breaststroke, right? That's not how you swim? Exactly what swimming looks like. The mort has risen again. Yeah, Trico has much bigger lungs than we do. Surprise.
Atamise tarana ototuri kuno irakazi arasai iniazi awi.
Oh, my dog found the squeaky ball. That's exciting. Squeaky, squeaky. Yeah, I said it. Squeaky. She looked at me like, how dare you? So Trico's gone for a little while. He callously left us behind because we couldn't hold our breath for as long as he could. So this is the only part of the game that we play like entirely just the boy. Trico isn't here. We have to do everything ourselves. Am I gonna try to be cool? Yeah, I'm gonna try to be cool. Okay. Oh, I'm so cool. You're not supposed to do this. I just, I'm using the same principle as rope run. Oh, and then I'm dying. Sad. So sad. That's why you don't do that. It's usually just a task thing, but once again, I just wanted to be cool. Rest in peace is me. It's so much faster. It's very, very nice. It's just right at the end there. If you deviate to either side, you just have nowhere else to go, sadly. So we'll do it the intended way. Alright, here we go. Yeah. The way where you probably won't die if you're a little boy who's climbing over this vast chasm. Also, completely unrelated to anything we were talking about, the boy has tattoos, right? They grow as the game progresses, and they grow differently for everybody. So you can get an idea kind of how well somebody did throughout their playthrough based on what the boy's tattoos look like at the end. When you get caught by armors and stuff, you get more tattoos. So somebody who's been caught a lot will have a boy who, toward the end of the game, like his whole face has tattoos around it. Versus like most speedrunners will have a boy that doesn't have any tattoos on his face or his chin, because they haven't gotten caught very much. So we're following the trail of our Trico, trying to find him because this is a scary world to be in if you're just this little boy. And here's some feathers. We have no idea where Trico has gone. Thank goodness for vines. We would just kind of be done for if they weren't here. And hey, here's a Trico tail. And up ahead a little further, a Trico foot. Big surprise! That's not our Trico. That's the mean Trico who keeps punching us in the face. And as her mean streak would suggest, she is going to punch me in the face. And that's fine. You're supposed to climb up on that tree and have like this harrowing near-death experience where she keeps trying to bite you and grab you from the rope. Or you can just take one slap to the face and avoid that entire section. But we were bamboozled again. This was not our Trico. So we still have no idea where he is. He's just off, you know, chilling, scrolling Reddit somewhere. And all of this is actually like very tight timing. We just don't ever mention it in the speedrun because it's just, it kind of is what it is. She's, you know, programmed to do these specific things. She'll stick her head through here, or in the cave we were just in, she'll try to stick her arm in and slap at you. So you want to cycle such that she's kind of committed to an animation before you make progress. Because if she's ready, what are you doing, little boy? He's like, no, I'm done. Bye. If she's ready to start a new animation whenever you try to do something to progress, her animation will beat yours. Like, hers is faster, and so you will not succeed. If she's not committed to trying to slap you when you switch from one cave to another, she'll make it to the entrance of the next cave before you do. So it's all about just cycling her animations so that you can make it through in one clean run. It took her a little bit longer than normal to get into position there. Only probably a second and a half, but... So we're having a bad day. This is not a good day. Excuse me. Can you not? But then we see that the sound happens in the background, and her horns are making like this resonant echo kind of thing with the sound. And suddenly she has more important things to do. So bye. She goes through that door, and we're left flailing around in this cage. Which is fine. This is the start of Cage Puzzle, which makes or breaks speedruns. This can be really, really difficult if things go poorly. Because as I'm sure you can see, this cage doesn't roll in a straight line. It rolls, like, kind of janky side to side. But we need it to roll in a straight line in order to proceed, so... Always entertaining, this part. For now, though, the little boy, as the narrator, is going to say, it seems like I waited, you know, a long time. And so we need to wait a long time. Have fun at your appointment, CJ. I can't find my Morty. Oh, I see him. He's back there. He's right there. That's his butt. I waited for what seemed an eternity. So in addition to the weird way that this cage moves, we're also going to have some, shall I say, AI assistance that really just makes things worse. So, in an ideal world, we'll have something that kind of resembles, you know, a top 5 speedrun, and we'll just do it. Worst case, we'll end up jammed into a corner for 10 minutes. And guess who's in control of that? Ahem. What do you call this shape? Like the shape of the cage? It's like a... Hi, Treeks! This one is our Trico. Because he has his little necklace. It's like a spheroid. An oblong... It's a cage. It is called cage because that's just the shape it is. An oblong sphere. An egg, perhaps. Yeah, double solo cup. Okay. So Trico's gonna go and sniff around, which means I'm gonna reset the checkpoint in order to stop him from doing that, because that takes time. Oh, Trico, why would you do this to me? We're gonna reset the checkpoint again because Trico stepped in front of me. Cool. Yes, so this is a good location. We did end up getting the cage basically where I want it. And now Trico is going to ask briefly for pets, which is going to probably mess up all of my nice, like, location work. Oh, he barely moved it. Fantastic. Alright, step number 1, already doing pretty good. You ready, buddy? I need your help, and I need you to be smart about it, okay? Push up, not sideways. Up, 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 up. Yes. Beautiful. We didn't break our leg. He pushed me up here. It's great. We should be able to avoid that wall. Fantastic. This went perfectly. We're not done, but at least that section. Obviously, it's very, very easy for Trico to just, you know, ruin your day, right? Because he's just trying to help. And in reality, he just jams you into a corner. And we were able to jump at the correct rhythm here to stop from breaking our leg as the cage fell, which actually saves a lot of time. Quill! How you doing? Now, next, I need to get this cage open by landing it in the elevator shaft over there that doesn't have an elevator in it. How far and where I get thrown is up to the whimsy of the universe. Very easy to get stuck. Bad throw, worst throw, can't do it. That is single-handedly the worst spot you can be thrown. It's the only spot that you simply can't get out of. So let's do that again. Whoa! I have never in my life gone that high. But okay, sure. The problem is, once you reset the checkpoint, Trico is a lot closer to you than he would be the first time, which means he can get down here and like mess with your jam. But it's fine, we worked it out. So why do we need the helmet? The helmet is for a barrel, which the game has not yet told us that we need. But Trico's about to sit down and do his little grumbly, feed me or I'm not gonna do anything. So we have to go get a barrel. Armors that don't have heads won't move until you give them a head, which is why we had to bring that helmet. Hey buddy, do some Naruto stuff, yeah. Yoink! And that was barrel skip. We just step up here. We're not supposed to be able to. You're supposed to take it like all the way around here and keep fighting that guy, but nah. Alright, so Trico's gonna get his barrel. And then he's gonna be ready and raring to go right away. And we're gonna have some platforming as he heads up to the top. Oh, excuse you, dude. Hey, Moxie. Can you choose a non-squeaky toy to play with right now? Thank you.
I had to tell mine the same thing earlier.
She's got a squeaky ball and a squeaky snake, so it's slim pickings. I don't know if you can actually hear the squeaking, but you know.
Only slightly, but it's like the cutest, softest little squeaks.
The snake is much louder, so at least she picked the ball.
For now.
For now. Uh-huh. I wish she would pick up the snake like during fights. Every time Trico baps somebody, it's just like squeaky, squeaky. Can you do that for me, Mox? Time it nicely. But yeah, don't forget, while we head up here, that now that we've been reunited with Trico, we have time for pets. If anybody feels like contributing. We got Trico pets. We've got a plethora of upcoming incentives. Lots of fun stuff.
Absolutely. And real quick, we've already earned $621 just today for weekend 1, day 1. So thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out and in chat talking to Sable. Thank you so much, everybody here too.
Yeah, it's always nice to have so many people just come and hang out and vibe in chat. That makes these runs a lot more fun than they would be just like doing them on your own, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
This part terrifies me. We had one runner one time who, like, Trico slammed him into the wall up here and he got stuck and like couldn't proceed with the speed run. And ever since I'm just like petrified that that's what's gonna happen to me. So don't do it to me, Trico. Just do what you've done thousands of other times and just go through the hole. It's fine. We're fine. You ready, Treeks? Now, coming up, we are going to have a decently long, unskippable scripted event where Trico is going to be kind of walking around and solving a problem, is how I will describe it, on his own. When that happens, I'm going to get up and stretch my legs because I have been, you know, sitting for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I guess technically that's not true. Mort knocked his camera over, but you get it. So I'm gonna stand up and walk around. That's also a good time for you all to hydrate, stretch. But it is a very touching scene, so arguably one of the best in the game. I love Friday afternoon runs because people are like basically already in weekend mode. You know, they're like,
Absolutely.
I don't care anymore. And everybody's just looking for a way to burn out those final few hours. So basically what I'm saying, chat pretty cute right now. Friday afternoon gang. You got this figured out, Trico? It might seem like he's getting smarter the longer we play. I can attest that that is demonstrably not true. But White Tower, right around the corner over there, so we are making a ton of progress. Lest you forget that that is in fact the purpose of the game, is to get to that White Tower. Baru, and once again down there, that little Colosseum looking thing. Woo! Thanks, little boy. That little Colosseum thing, Moxie, is where we met the other Trico for the first time. So we have massively come a long way. And honestly, once we hit after this cutscene, things start to just really happen quickly. Uh-oh, she found the snake. Squeaky
She's ready.
snake time. Well, I'm gonna stand up during the cutscene and maybe do something else as well. That involves putting the squeaky snake on a very high shelf.
Sure. I'm gonna say real quick too, Quill and all the fish 1 minute ago donated $5. Yoshi for Mario Party, Yoshi next weekend, Yoshi for President, Yoshi forever.
Hashtag Yoshi is
Hashtag Yoshi.
the best. Yes. I love Yoshi. Thank you for the donations, everybody. Appreciate you.
Now, if you're just joining us and you don't know what they're going toward yet, they're going towards Save the Children. They're a big charity. We've been doing it every year for a while now. And I wanted to read this part real quick. I didn't think about it, but COVID had a huge impact, right? So they're doing a lot of work toward getting kids re-educated and back out there and saving their lives that way. So every dollar you donate counts toward that. And also Pet Trico.
Yes. Which is fantastic. You know, a plug for Save the Children right now is perfect, as I, as a small child, am standing inside of this
Right.
cage with this horrifying creature who suddenly doesn't like me anymore.
Won't someone save the boy?
We didn't hit $700, so the boy got eaten. That's just how it works.
Wow.
Rest
rip.
in peace. Runs over. That's it. Thanks, loading screen. Wow, take your time.
I'm ready for this cutscene, though. I'm excited. I'm very invested in this story at this point.
This game is like so nice, and if you watch the cutscenes, it's even better. But even without them, you definitely get the correct gist of what's happening. All right, so scripted event has started. I'm gonna get up and stretch and
Yes, please.
procure the squeaky snake from the dog. I will be right back.
Well, she's gone.
Double OT Ukaya. Hanetu Tara.
Put squeaks in the chat. Just squeak, 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 squeak. Or snakes if you have snake emotes. Squeak.
O Mara Genara Woso. Inaku Bastizi. Awizi.
Right, Vivian? Welcome in, welcome in. If you're just joining us, we're watching one of the closer to the end cutscenes to this game. It's not a skippable part, so our runner is taking just a quick minute to stretch their legs. It's SableDragonRook. This is the last guardian, 80%. We're getting close to the cutoff on not being able to pet the Trico anymore. So get those donations in. $1, $5, they all go towards something. I will not say too much now. I don't want to. Is this heart-wrenching for anyone else, this scene? No, but every dollar you donate has a purpose. You can, $1 gives 4 kids treatment against pneumonia, all kinds of things, any amount you got. But if you're doing for pets, it's $5 per pet. And there's other incentives too, so check those out as well. We've already finished the incentive for the next run. We're now doing 100% for Mario. So if you see anything else on there on that Tiltify page that you want to see next, do that. We raised $626 today already.
Yeah.
We're almost at more than we did day one last year. I think you said the cutoff was 730 something, so it's looking really good.
Somebody donate like $20 and I'll give Mort an egg. Outstanding
You heard
offer. Limited time only, act now. Support Trico. Aid us. as he do. And this time, we're not really, we're not getting up like we're supposed to.
I see that.
And poor Trico just can't really figure out what to do about it. The price of eggs did go up, yeah.
If only he knew CPR, I guess.
Well, he's gonna do us one better. He's like, I don't know why my person isn't waking up, so, okay. Face down in a puddle.
It's how I solve all my problems.
And to his credit, I mean, it worked. So, way to go, I guess. But he does like a little happy dance back here because he's so happy to see us. Alright. Can you stop eating me, buddy? You've got this bad habit. That's very true. You would think, like, in Trico's brain, he would probably be like, well, if I just, like, eat him and then barf him out again, he'll be fine this time, right? Alright, so he's stuck behind this door. And I'm gonna set him free. And then just like at the beginning of the run when we were trying to do ledge skip, we can try mind skip, which works on the same principle. Sometimes the physics engine just kind of gives me more momentum than I deserve, and we can use it to get places. The nice thing about it, that was actually really close, is that there's no penalty for trying as many times as you want because you have to wait for Trico anyway. But for years, we believed that this wasn't possible until somebody like just accidentally finally got it. I'm pretty sure he was working on it, but I had spent quite a long time for the task trying to get this to work and couldn't, so it's expected that you don't get it, but it's nice if you do. Trico is almost here. And we're close. I mean, the boy is reaching up his arm. But not quite enough to make it up there without Trico. Come on, buddy. I need you to get in here. You're not in all the way. No? Okay. See, no, Trico, don't leave. Where are you going? Dude. I need your assistance. Thank you. He just got a little confused. Hey, Mort decided to join us again. So Trico has nowhere to go but this teeny tiny little mine shaft. And I mean, to his credit, he's gonna try. Because his human is asking him to. Come on, buddy. I know it's so small. And he's stuck. Oopsie. Has anyone figured out if the boy's speaking an actual language or not? It is a language in the sense that it makes sense and you can... Like, it was made with care. It's not just random noises. But it's not a real language. Nobody has succeeded in translating it yet. Or, like, figuring out what the code is. Which we have done with Eco. We figured out how to crack that language. And I am working on The Last Guardian. Because I do have a master's degree in linguistics, so that's kind of my jam, but it's just time consuming. But we are trying to figure it out. Draco! Could use some help, buddy! Fezziwig! You would. Of course I would. I've done such important scientific testing as discovering that the heaviest object in the game is poop. This is vital, okay? So I pushed that guy as close as I could to the ledge, knowing that I wouldn't be able to knock him off, because that way when Trico hits him, he will fall off, instead of just being knocked to the floor. Although Trico did a really, really good job with this fight. This is, in fact, some of the fastest he's ever gone for this particular battle. He actually destroyed everybody, instead of usually he just kind of taps them to the floor. He has assisted murder, so he'll mostly be the one to get in trouble. Now over there you can kind of see two eyeballs on the bridge. We're not going to be able to pass through that, obviously, because Trico's going to not be willing to. So I'm going to need to find a different way. And the way you're supposed to do it is to go all the way around the outside of the White Tower. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do one of the game's biggest skips to get around that, and I will explain it when we get there. Yeah, the heaviest object in the game is poop, because if you put poop on a catapult, even Trico isn't strong enough to make it, like, fling into the air.
We also got another donation real quick.
Yay.
Young Toonfish for $5 with a pet and a heart.
Yay, thank you. We will give Trico good pets. So here's White Tower skip. Here's the White Tower, by the way, spoilers. We've been trying to get here the entire game, but Trico's not going to make this jump. So we're supposed to, like, hop down underneath and go all the way around so that eventually we end up on those stairs over there. But I'm not going to do that. All of these V's are on a diagonal, right? Which means that they lead diagonally up to the top of the bridge. So I'm going to try to hop in between the V's, like into the center of the V-shaped beams, because I want that access to the top of the bridge. As you can see, we're not supposed to be standing there, so the game is, like, adamantly trying to keep me from being there. But this skip saves, like, so many minutes, so it's worth it to just keep doing it. Like, basically any eventual success of White Tower skip is going to be faster than just doing the White Tower. Which is really nice. It takes a lot of the pressure off, you know? There we go. Alright, we're in the V. Step 1. Step 2, gotta make it up the beam and grab the outside, which we did. I'm the only runner that runs up that beam. Everybody else walks. For me, for some reason, I find it easier. And we're just up here, and we have skipped the entirety of the White Tower, which is about 4 minutes. And now we can get rid of these and ask Trico for some help. Right, buddy? It's really nice to be able to skip the White Tower, because something about the way it's programmed is like kind of wonky, specifically with materials that have this texture, this kind of like white texture with the little runes on it, like the White Tower does. I think like when they applied those, the collision and the actual texture of the object don't quite match, which means that sometimes you could just kind of walk to the end of a platform and then just like fall through it. So going around the White Tower is actually like really dangerous because of that, and so it's nice to be able to skip it. So Trico overcame his fear. There was still an eyeball, but he knew that I was in trouble, and that was more important. So as per usual, Trico breaks everything, because that's what he's good at. Which means that sadly, that bridge that led to the White Tower is gone. And if we want to get to the White Tower again, we're gonna have to do something else because Trico broke the bridge. It's faster to reset and then be spawned on top of this walkway than it is to climb Trico and then hop to the walkway, which is why we did that. Now you're supposed to grab these gargoyles and one of them will break and take you down to Trico, but I'm just going to go ahead and miss. You can jump down straight onto Trico's head instead of having to watch the entire cutscene. And that cutscene when the gargoyle breaks takes you to his tail anyway, which is like super not favorable. So instead we go down and we land on his head. That first thing didn't happen. Don't worry about it. Hi, buddy. Now we still have one pet outstanding, and I know exactly where I want to use it. But it's gonna be another couple minutes. Boy is dead. Like, boy is nothing but paste at this point. Trico just flinging him around like that. It doesn't have to be the final pet. We still have plenty of time to fit in some pets before we lose the opportunity. Children are rubber anyways. My science teacher told me a story. Let me interject myself here real quick to say...
Story time.
Yeah. This is the thing, that trick that I talked about like 2 hours ago, named by me because, yeah, I'm super creative. Jump. Hey, we missed. Sometimes it takes a couple tries. But we're skipping, waiting for Trico to hop across with us. That's what the thing is. And it's obligatory that when you succeed, you shout the thing. And yeah. So anyway, my science teacher told me this story because he had like 8 kids. He was one of those people who just had like a million kids. And one morning he came in and he's like, I feel really bad because I slammed my kids' fingers in the sliding like van door. And I was like, oh, well, did you take them to the doctor or anything? And he's like, nah, they're kids. They're pretty flexible. I'm sure their bones will be fine. That was like, I'm not sure they're that flexible, though. But, I mean, I guess they were okay. Okay, I am completely incapable of getting the thing, apparently. Can't even show off my own trick. Alright, come on, Trico. Sometimes it just do be that way. But I mean, it checks out, because this boy, he breaks his leg all the time, and then he just walks it off. So he's... Children are rubber. And that's just that. Come on, Treeks. Let's show off something cool. I'm not sure I trust you. Alright. So most people don't know this, but instead of getting Trico to hop these pillars one by one, you can actually get him to fly over here, which is much faster. As long as you know exactly how to give him the command. Because technically, I think he's not really supposed to do that. You just have to believe. I didn't believe hard enough. You got this, Treeks? Yeah, he's got it. I love how Mort just like moves to completely the opposite of wherever I've just moved the camera. He's a real babe. Alright, so Trico's gonna take care of this fight on his own. And I'm gonna take care of this eyeball that is eventually going to make Trico angry. And ideally, he'll never even notice it, and so we won't spend that extra time with him being angry. Now, a lot of things are about to happen very quickly. It's my favorite part of both the game and the speedrun. But it doesn't probably seem like that much is happening. I promise, from a speedrunner's perspective, this is a lot. It's our friend again. She definitely seems nicer and kinder and gentler than we've seen her in the past. So poor Trico, he's trying real hard to make sure that I'm okay, and he is just not good at this. So first things first, I'm gonna drop this platform underneath her to try to get her off Trico, and I'm gonna kick the camera because it gives me control of the boy a little bit sooner, so that I can move while the cutscene is technically still happening. Alright, so I let myself fall for as long as possible. You're obviously not supposed to fall there. The boy just decided not to grab, which wasn't in my control, but, you know, it is what it is. I let myself fall as long as possible in an effort to try to trigger the next checkpoint. Donk. Okay, kick the camera. Boy, can you, like, grab this time? Things like that are, like, baked in to the speedrun. Like, everybody expects a couple things like that to happen every run. So it's not like, oh no, I lost time. You know, it is what it is. Boy, her tail is just determined to be wedged into the wall. Now, I need to get through this door and through their legs extremely quickly. And the camera is really not helping. But we know where their legs are. They're always in the same position. Let me out, Trico. Okay. Above all, we don't want to fall down with them. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to either fall with Trico or take the ladder down. But if we don't, we can avoid being down there with them and then having to climb that angry Trico and like get on a chain and get up here. We just fall right to where we need to be. And then next, the moment that we have an opportunity, through here onto the far side of Trico's back. Because while this cutscene is playing, Trico is not grabbable. Doesn't matter where you are on him. So if you land on his legs, if you land on his thighs, anywhere that's like slanted a little bit, the boy will just slip off and you'll die because he won't be willing to hold on. Which is why you're not supposed to jump during that cutscene. And then removing a spear is the fastest way to get Trico to fall. Bam. So we're down here, and now I will cash in that pet to calm Trico down after this terrifying ordeal, and to get him to barf up the shield. We haven't seen this since 20 minutes into the game. Yeah, there's plenty of ways to get that shield out of Trico, but petting is actually the fastest, so it's nice that we had a pet donation so that we could do this the fast way. Because alternatively, you just kind of stand on him and jump on him for a bit, which is not nearly as exciting. So I am blowing up 2 separate platforms that have suits of armor. You're not supposed to even see those right now or acknowledge that they exist. It's meant for later. But if we blow them up now, Trico is not going to ever know that they existed, which means that he'll never get angry about them. And if we don't have to spend all that time with Trico getting upset and pacing around and growling and all that, then we save a lot of time and can just like proceed smoothly. But yeah, way back at the beginning, the first time that Trico ate us, he took that shield, and apparently every time he barfed us out since, it didn't come out. So that's where it's been the whole time. Landing on Trico is always safe, no matter how far you fall. I'm a little concerned that I don't see spears. So basically, we just need the boy to not say, "Hold on, Trico, I'll pull it out." If he says that, we're in a world of trouble. Or Trico needs lots of snacks in order to feel better. And we need to like very slowly give these to him one by one, because he's very hurt. He's not just going to take them from the ground. He has to take them from your hands. Alright, one more. So, genuinely, like unironically, thank you everybody for the donations so far to pet Trico, because petting him, taking the spears out, like how often we've done that because of how much you donated, is genuinely why we're doing this section as fast as it can be done. Because we didn't get, hold on Trico, I'll pull it out, which is a failure of the did you take care of Trico check that the game runs at this point. So if we didn't have as many donations as we did, we would have had to spend longer to get this section to move on. So it's genuinely because we petted him and took such good care of him that we were able to do that really quickly. Of course, we don't have to be done. I mean, there's still time for pets, but the pets so far are what contributed to that. Pay to win %.
セットにいてはらかすとあわぜ。
Alright, so we are now in Pink Sky. This is endgame. The environment will not change. There's no more getting knocked out or going to sleep or anything like that. This is the final day. Trico's doing better. Trico, let me out! Let me out! Alright, so he's gonna make a big ascent back out of this place that we got knocked down to, and we are approaching essentially the last like 20-ish minutes that we're gonna be able to do pets. So while Trico climbs up, it would be great to hear about the charity that those pets are supporting and any other relevant information.
Yeah, I mean, well, every $5 y'all donate for the pets are going straight to Save the Children, who are working really hard to save children other than the boy and Trico. But and children all over the world, they've been involved in every massive world-saving effort you could think of. They've been part of it. So every year we're doing these donations toward Save the Children and their endeavors to save the children across the world. There's other incentives too. Let's keep petting Trico for just a little bit longer. But there's other incentives for other games. If you go onto the Tiltify and the donate link, you can see where you can help like pick characters or upgrade to 100% runs. There's all kinds of things we can do, and it's going to be a long, fun weekend. So thanks to Sable's amazing start, it's just going to be a great weekend, great week, great month, great year. All thanks to you guys opening your wallets, hanging out with us, and just having a good old time.
Yeah. So thank you very much, everybody, is what I was trying to say, and then my lips decided that was not what I was going to say. Alright, you ready, Trico? We're almost there. He's looking in the wrong direction. I don't know why he does this. He always makes the jump correctly, but he like lines it up by looking the wrong way. That's just hashtag just Trico things. There we go. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Okay. The boy was not doing what he was told. So, Trico has consumed all of the barrels that he needs to consume in order to complete the game, which means he's as healed as he's going to be. It was probably difficult to notice, especially if you've never seen this game before, but at the beginning of the game, Trico's tail was actually missing the chunk at the tip. And now that that's finally regrown, his lightning is completely different. So he shoots like plasma balls now instead of lightning bolts. And also, hey, another one of these. These are good. Good things have always happened when we've ended up in these cages. Shivio, I'm so glad that you actually saw like what happened there. That it just like ate my jump input. Somebody understands. So now for the first time we have the shield while we're inside one of these cages. And Trico is finally able to face his fears and destroy them. No chomping necessary. Treeks, hey buddy. Don't stand in the way, okay? It's really hard to get this section to function correctly. This endgame section is all about like really tight spacing with Trico. And it's really easy for him to either not listen or miss, or he accidentally like punches you off of this cliff. Because you're not supposed to be hitting any of these right now. You're supposed to be hitting them later. It's just much more advantageous to hit them now. Which means that your aiming has to be very quick and very accurate. Because if he steps in front of the mirror, or if, like that, it becomes unfocused for a second, he has to completely restart his charging time, and these things are moving, he's moving, it's kind of just a nightmare. But he's doing fantastic. Like, that was everything we could have hoped for. That was excellent. We got all 5 of them, including the one that we couldn't actually see. And onward we go, right, Trix? Yeah, Trico, good job. To be fair, that was in fact what I asked you to do. I asked him to jump, and he took that as just jump in place. I meant jump up here, but technically he did what I asked, so... Oh, no, buddy. Buddy, no. No, no, no. No. Get down. That's not what I need. I need you to go up. I don't need you to boost me. He is having a really hard time understanding. Which sometimes happens. I mean, this is a difficult part. Because he thought that I wanted to go up there, and so he just like boosted so I could get on his head and climb up. But both of us need to be up there, so he needs to do, yeah, this jump instead. He's doing it. And there's the white tower over there in the distance. You can see we're actually kind of almost to the top. So the problem, right, is that Trico broke the bridge to the white tower. When we were there last time, I was kind of being abducted, and Trico was like, well, time to wreck everything, because that's what he's good at. And he broke the bridge. So, if we're going to get to the White Tower, we need to figure out a different way to do it. That doesn't involve that bridge, because it doesn't exist. So instead, we are just going to create a bridge using these 2 towers. Trico is such a good wrecker. He just destroys everything. It's his favorite pastime. You can see, like, there's the edge, finally, of this, like, circular canyon thing that we're in. So we're almost there. We're almost out. And now we're just going to go back and forth between these towers to work on building that bridge. Way up above me is 2 armors that are, like, once again on those little wooden platforms. What are you doing, Treeks? If you were taking a poop and I interrupted you, I'm going to be very sad. But anyway, here's these armor things. Hi, Trico. I can't see, buddy. Alright, well there's one. And we're meant to deal with these later. But we're going to explode them now for the same reason that we exploded them before when Trico was very hurt. Because if Trico doesn't know that they exist, he doesn't have time to get angry, which means he doesn't spend time on being angry. And so we save time. This section is very scary though. The hit detection, or like the collision for where you can grab, is finicky at best. And if we die, we have to explode those armors again, so it is a pretty big time commitment. Oof, like that was really close. It's always this one though. This one is the problem. Okay. Whew. Because it does not take much to not grab those. Hey, Trico, 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 hey, stay here. Good job, dude. Usually he hops down. Well, hello there, Mort. Mort's decided it's time for his close-up. Alright, Trico's got a little bit more flying power in him. Landing power, not so much. And you're not supposed to be able to get off of Trico's head there. I just kind of cheesed myself off so that I didn't have to be locked into that whole animation. All of this is really tight movement, tight commands for Trico. It's meant to test your mastery, right, of the Trico command system, which is why it's often really hard for first-time players. So this is where the armors were that we exploded earlier. Since they're not over there across from me, Trico doesn't even know about it. He's not angry, and he's like, yeah, sure, whatever, let's go. And it looks like he's not listening, but he is. He's actually doing a very good job, and he's being very quick. Good job, Treeks. Get me off this crazy ride. Now out here is another one of those armors that we blew up. We didn't hit this one though. You can maybe just barely see him up there. And each runner kind of has a different preference about what to do. Most will just leave this armor and deal with it like I'm about to. Some will stand here and try to like get Trico to explode it. But the problem is that Trico takes up basically all of this platform. So if he steps in the way of the light from your shield, you have to like restart charging over again, and it's just really hard to get Trico out of the way. So most of us will just manage the shield from here, from on top of Trico's head, even though he's moving. And he did a really good job. And there's White Tower, getting closer by the minute. Yeah, sometimes Trico can just really throw his head all over the place when you're trying to fight that guy. It take you 4 or 5 times of getting the mirror set up in order to hit him. But we're almost there. Once we build this bridge, things are gonna start getting real wild real fast. So here's a part of the bridge. We still need to build more. And Trico's here waiting for me. Weirdly, this is one of the riskiest sections in the run. Catch me! Thank you. He is not programmed to do that automatically, but if you know how, you can get him to catch you. Which means that I make it safely to the ground instead of bouncing off of his head and falling to my death. And we are quickly going to be running out of time for pets. So anybody who's been holding out, your time is now. Excuse me, Treeks, you're kind of all up in my business right now. So over there you can see what's left of the bridge that he broke. You're fine, you big baby. And in we go. Unlike the last lever, this one doesn't have a cage in front of it, which means I'm gonna hope and pray that Trico is my friend today. And that he's gonna be here to make sure that I don't splatter like a melon. Because I'm gonna walk right out the window. Because again, no matter how far you fall, landing on Trico is always safe. So I've got Trico moving while that cutscene was still happening. We're setting him up here to do this final little bit. We should be getting some music. And he's got it. Even though it looks like he's just staring into the distance, he's got it. Frame drop. Oh, we didn't. Lucky. Morty. You want to come out, buddy? Alright, Alright, so things get wild real quick. This is one of the biggest fights in the game. I do not want to be captured there. Stay away from me. But now we have the shield, which means that we are not completely useless by during this fight, because we can tell Trico what to do. Any armors that get close to me while I have this shield will turtle up, like we saw at the beginning of the game. Trico's kind of all up in my business right now, which I'm not a big fan of. But this is all super strategic. It's never the same from run to run, but it just requires like good perception of what's like happening with Trico and where he is, where everybody else is. Because we don't just want to be constantly having him use his tail, because sometimes that stops him from doing other things, right? There's only one armor left. It means I need to be down here to shine the mirror at that guy who had a shield. Because if we can startle that guy... Oh, we got unlucky. If we can startle that guy as we see him come out of the door, then he'll actually drop his shield. And he'll leave it inside the door. Which means we don't have to deal with it. Whether or not this guy comes out with a shield is completely up to chance. And we got unlucky, and he did come out with a shield this time. It's actually the first time in probably like 20-30 runs that I've had him come out. That's fine. But I need to keep my mirror beam like away from Trico so that he doesn't interrupt it. I got caught on purpose. That's why I'm not fighting. Because Trico is invested in making sure that I am okay. So that was the fastest way to get him to kill that guy. Hashtag free Mort. Yeah, because he's so trapped right now. He's in Morty jail. Oh, you couldn't just go over the edge, bro? I got him, Trico! It's fine. No, Trico! Trico, no! Oh, no! Was that like... Okay, good. Again, I didn't reset the checkpoint. I let myself fall as long as possible, because that was the last enemy, and I wanted it to checkpoint. But it was like still playing the battle music. That was so close. That checkpoint must have triggered just like a fraction of a second before it counted the death. What a troll. Dude. Why you treat your bestie like that? Yeah, there is a reason that we have a Trollco emote. Oh, message deleted, but now how are we gonna get free whatever that was? I feel like I've been deprived an opportunity. So this was elevator skip. You're supposed to wait until Trico like comes into the elevator and then drag his tail through the hole and climb down that way. But if you go specifically through that one and you beat Trico to the elevator and you line it up just right with the momentum and everything, you can trick the boy into grabbing that ledge. Alright, so whether this works depends on RNG. It depends on physics, really. Which is, you know, RNG. Literally. It is random numbers. So, I need Trico, whose tail is now down in the middle, to explode these guys. He did 0% of that. Cool. And when they blow up, I need their heads to go in two opposite directions and land on the 2 armors on opposite sides that are missing heads. Alright, I see 1. It did not land on the one closest to me. That's fine. What we don't want to see is this guy's head land on the one closest to me, now that we only have a 1 out of 2. Oh, and it did, of course. Come on, buddy. So that was kind of like the worst permutation of how that could have gone, but in the end, the difference is like 10-15 seconds, so it's not that big of a deal. We just don't want to spend any more than 2 cycles shooting lightning. Ideally, it's you shoot 1 to destroy all 4 of the original guys, and then you shoot 1 to destroy the remaining 2. You can make it work if you destroy all 4 and then 1 and there's 1 remaining, because then you could just put the head on the remaining guy and actually activate the plinth from a distance, which means you don't have to kill the final guy. But the way that ours worked, it was like 4 and then 1 and 1, which is like the worst way it could go. Just like the sound of the word plinth. It's the main reason I run Last Guardian. What other game has the word plinth? I mean, if that's your word, this is your game. Also, I love this checkpoint reset, because it just teleports us back into the elevator. That makes me pleased. Mort, where you go, friend? We're at the end of the run, don't leave now. He gone. Maybe he'll come back, I don't know. Alright, this is going to be the last call for pets. I will have 1 more opportunity. So if you need this Trico to be petted while supporting Save the Children, now is the time. Excuse me. Don't. Uh-huh. That went like gloriously. That was fantastic. This is the part where Trico shoved me into the floor that I was talking about, where he destroyed my world record. Because there's holes in the floor from the elevator. Alright, well, that works too. You got him, Treeks. You got him. You don't got him, okay. I got him. Don't worry about it. So this door is going to open, and once again we're going to startle that guy so that he drops his shield inside the door. I'm going to get this guy's attention. Oh, come on. That did not miss that guy. You know it, I know it. Look, his belt is glowing. I got him. Alright, I'm gonna trust Trico to take care of the remaining guy that's wandering around, so we stop this guy once again. Problem is, now there's another one that's about to come out, and just my stumbling there right at the middle was enough to not allow me to get over here in time. Which is alright, Trico shot anyway. We had time. Trico's gonna take care of that guy. Sit down, friend. There are also guys up on the terrace, but we haven't had an opportunity to take care of them yet. Oh, we threaded the needle. That's beautiful. The way that the armors work, yeah, you, runny boy. Oh, really? What? He didn't care. The way that the armors work, if you can get Trico to shoot over their heads, as long as it still like intersects with the plane where their hitbox is, they'll still explode. Which is what happened there and why Trico was able to take care of 2 of them. Trico, honey, could you shoot, buddy? I'm wondering what your deal is, mostly. It was just kind of glitched out for a second there. The other guy get knocked down. It blew both of them up. Well, that also works. Alright, final call for pets. Now or never. What determines whether Slappies destroy an armor on the first hit or not? Some of it is what Trico does. So yeah, some of it's RNG. And some of it is that some armors are stronger than others. You can tell the difference because like some of them have 2 horns, and some of them have 2 horns but a different helmet, and some of them only have 1 horn. Alright, now that Trico's up here, pets are gonna close. So anybody who got any in, you still have time, but they are now officially done for. I appreciate y'all so much for all of the donations, both toward pets and toward the other incentives. It's gonna be a good weekend. Trico, honey, there's a way that you can go up using 3 jumps, and there's a way you can go up using like 9. And I appreciate that you've chosen the one that takes like 9. That's okay. We're almost there. This part of the run is like agonizing when you're, you know, on world record pace or something, because there's not much to actually do yet, like before you get to the end, but there's still a decent chunk of time until you get to the end, so you don't quite want to relax yet. And it's just like agonizingly long to watch all these little cutscenes. And of course, if you're not on PB pace, you're like, oh, I still have time, I still have time. When in reality, very little happens that is within your control. There's some, for sure. There's still like some skill-based stuff. So here's the Master of the Valley. Who knows what he's about? He's just kind of a blob man. And he has this aura around him, so if I were to fully make the aura disappear using the shield, it would pop out again really quick. But if I only make it go most of the way, then it comes back really slowly. And that gives us the time that we need to get up here. Wow, look at all your tattoos. Hey. Hey. Alright, and we're gonna land as close as we can to this plinth. There's our word again. Well, you've missed this part on the other Last Guardian runs. You've missed where everything gets super weird. I'm stopping these fan blades for Trico, who is taking his sweet time deciding whether or not he wants to come out. Unironically, I was just giving him the chance to poop. That's why I stood there and just stared. There's a reset there that we could have done that was like a lot faster. I just wanted to see if he was gonna poop, because that's his last opportunity. So we made it to the top of the White Tower, and I'm like, Trico, come on, let's fly. Get me out of here, finally. Yes, this is the cutscene part. It's just a cutscene and then a little bit of movement, and then a cutscene and then a little bit of movement. Endgame poop is best poop, because, like, you've given up hope at that point. Look at all those chickens! That was Chico's goal the whole time. He's like, I don't care about getting out. I just want to poop on top of the tallest thing that's here. It's a competition. So yeah, don't worry about the implications of that. If you were watching just now. It's just Gatorade. It's fine. So poor Trico, he's really, again, trying to protect us, but he's just not good at it. Alright, so my leg is broken, which means the fastest thing to do is reset, because then it won't be broken. It's faster to reset than it is to walk it off. Trying to get back to the shield that they knocked off my arm. I love how chill he seems. Like, he's falling through the sky and he's like, yeah, okay, sure. So this is actually a scripted event for not our Trico. And this Trico has certain benchmarks that he has to hit. Like, he has to go around this tower, turn left. And usually that's very easy because there's no obstacles, right? his AI will just do it basically the same every time. Last time though, in the last marathon run we did, which was either a week or two ago, he actually did like mess it up, which is the first time I had ever seen that, like, so severely. And the game ended up like snapping him back into place because he wasn't right anymore. Maybe they only choose kids to bring back that are made out of jelly so that when they put them in the thing, they just get made into jelly for the barrels even easier. So he's almost done. He's making like a big circuit and then he's gonna come back to the tower. And there's nothing we could do to speed that up. Just kind of is what it is. Does Mort like watermelon? He does like watermelon. He just doesn't understand how to eat it if you leave it on the rind. Okay, that was a gross throw from that Trico. It's different every time, but we made it work. Yeah, I don't know where Mort is anymore. He's like around. But I'm not sure where. So we should get ready on time. I'm sorry I exceeded estimate because so many people cashed in pets. Oh no. So yeah, time's gonna be coming up within the minute. If I take more than a minute on this, that's not good. Should be about 40 seconds. But it all comes down to how this tail drops. That is to say, it happened poorly. Come on, buddy. There we go. Ouch, right on my head. Boy. I'm gonna need you to get your act together, please. Time stops when the master is hit. I will call it. Timing stops. Nope. It hit the shield. It'll hit this time. So, time stops now. The end is so brutal. It's so sad. I'm not gonna play this because it's really loud. Well, okay, you know, whatever. Whatever. It's not that loud. So yeah, we hit the master, and he explodes. Yay. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the donations. We gave Trico so many pets. Like I said earlier, we unironically gave Trico so many pets that we made the run faster during the spear check because we passed the spear check, which we almost never do in an any percent because we don't take the time to take care of Trico. So, good job there. Thanks for supporting a good cause, and thanks for having me and Mort, even though he's not here for the finale. I appreciate it.
Well, I wanted to say thank you to you, SableDragonRook, and to Mort. Can we post Mort's Twitch? No, I mean your Twitch.
I mean, you could post
chat?
Mort's Twitch if you want to.
Mort's only tales? No, thank you so much for the run, for your showcase, for everything, all your jokes, everything. It was so fantastic. Like, I am just blown away, and I'm sure everyone that got to see it all the way through felt the same way, whether you joined us halfway or at the very beginning. So thank you for being here at all, and not only for having an amazing time, and I guess thank you more for the blueberry and the poop at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, you can't forget the poop. Somebody pooped at least. Wasn't Trico.
That was awesome. Thank you for your time today. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Go ahead. With that, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to do a little bit about Save the Children, the charity we're running a fundraiser for today and donating to, and getting ready for our next run. It's going to be with Phantom. Let me check what it was called again. That's right, the Paper Mario Randomizer. So stay tuned. It'll be for the next 2.5 hours, and we'll see you here in just a couple moments right after.